So this is real. All right, saw what's going on in IndyCar with Roger Penske owning the series and owning a team at the same time, and how everybody over there loves that. And well, Jim France thought about having his own team. So yeah, I remember back, I guess that was a year ago at this point, back when the charter negotiations were happening, how to extend the charter, what the teams wanted, what NASCAR wanted and whatnot. I remember at one point it was discussed, or one point there was a report that there was something in there, there was a clause in there, something like that, that said, the France family can own a team, or they can acquire a charter, something like that. And everyone was like, oh, whoa, what? Hold on now. That's a conflict of interest, ladies and gentlemen. But then, nothing, it got shot down. Everyone was against it, and you never heard about it again. And I just thought it was done there. Well, apparently, it was not done there, because this morning, Jordan Bianchi reported Jim France, NASCAR's co-owner and CEO, was near a deal to fund a car in an upcoming Cup Series race before backlash in the garage led him to scrap the plans, The Athletic has learned. So we're going to look at some of the highlights, I guess, of this article, which is just mind-blowing. Jim France, NASCAR's co-owner and CEO, was near a deal to fund a car in an upcoming race in the league's top-tier Cup Series before backlash in the garage over the perception of another high-profile conflict of interest in motorsports ownership led him to scrap the plans, The Athletic has learned. France was set to financially support an entry to be operated by Spire Motorsports, a team that has been competing in various NASCAR series since 2019 for the Cup road course race in July at Sonoma Raceway in California. Jack Aitken, a 29-year-old road course specialist who drives for a France-owned team, Action Express Racing, in the IMSA Sports Car Series, was tapped to be the driver. But the deal, which was close to completion, fell apart shortly after The Athletic began asking questions about the arrangement last week. Spire co-owner Jeff Dickerson confirmed the plans, but insisted the car would not have been fielded by France's team directly. It was intended to be a Spire entry staffed by Spire personnel, he said. Dickerson emphasized France did not get a good guy deal and was going to pay the same price anyone else would for having Spire run an extra car, which can stretch resources and cause distractions to the full-time entries. I didn't really even think it was that big of a deal, Dickerson said. I didn't even think it was that deep. Many in the garage were uncomfortable with the idea of competing against someone who also owned the series, given the potential conflict of interest. Some team executives and personnel worried that this might be a first step towards France forming his own team in NASCAR, similar to how Roger Penske owns both the IndyCar series and its most successful team. In ownership meetings in recent years, team and league sources say France has expressed interest in that idea. France and NASCAR both declined to comment for the story. For the Sonoma race, France again tried to partner with Chevrolet and Hendrick, but an extra car would have put Hendrick over the 4-car limit for a single race. So Spire, which has a professional alliance with Hendrick, entered the picture. The organization, also a Chevrolet partner, has 3 full-time cars and room for a one-off spot. But France, teaming with Chevrolet, Spire, and Hendrick by affiliation, the car would have used a Hendrick engine, did not sit well with other organizations, which was made clear to France. And then this last paragraph. While the France-backed Spire entry isn't happening at Sonoma, it still could come together for another Cup Series race later in the season. After Sonoma, 2 other road course races remain on the Cup schedule. August 10th at Watkins Glen, and October 5th at the Charlotte Roval. Neither of these races conflict with Aitken's IMSA schedule. Yeah, whoa. Red flags everywhere surrounding this. You may be able to make the argument Jim France isn't owning this team. He's not operating this team at Spire, but Jim France is funding it, And you could argue on the side of Jim France and say, well, he's not operating the car. He's not calling the shots. He's just funding it. No harm, no foul. That might be the only argument I would listen to in this situation, because this is a massive conflict of interest. If all this IndyCar stuff hadn't happened, I would look at it. I'd probably still say conflict of interest, but part of me would be like, I wonder how that would work, But seeing how everything has gone down in IndyCar since Roger Penske bought the series, and with the two massive scandals with Team Penske as Roger Penske owns the series, no negative backlash, every other word close to it, PR disaster, everything associated with what's going on over there. NASCAR needs to be nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. That has been terrible for IndyCar. It would be terrible for NASCAR. The only situation where I could see if Jim France truly wants to own a team, he would have to completely separate himself. He would have to step down, disassociate with NASCAR completely. Heck, I would even argue be away completely for a few years and then come back when you got different people in charge who you don't fully know. And then he could own a team. But as long as he's the CEO, co-owner of NASCAR, no. Just no. No. Jim France, you're just continue being the CEO, co-owner of NASCAR. Okay? Just keep doing that. That'd be great. It's just, there's no upside to this whatsoever outside of Jim France and his circle. There's no upside for literally anyone else. It would not work. Just the idea of it already angered everyone, or ruffled feather, whatever you want to say. It did not sit well in the NASCAR garage with everyone else. The fact that this report got out, that people were even talking about it, and it almost came together, I think that's going to ruffle some feathers, and some people are going to be looking at Spire and Hendrick like, you guys did what now? You almost completed what kind of deal with who? Things like that. This is, I don't know, man. I might be blowing this out of proportion. I just don't like any aspect of it. I really don't. Feel bad for Jack Aitken. If he really wanted to make a NASCAR start, that would have been cool. If he really wants to, I hope he can make a start somewhere. Whether it's someone else funding Spire to open a fourth car for a race, or whether it's going to an RCR third car, colleague third car, if he's a Chevy driver. I'm not sure if he is, but if he is, somewhere over there, that'd be cool. But just the whole IndyCar thing is single-handedly, just viewing that, looking at what has happened at IndyCar, I just don't get how Jim France looked at that, saw everything surrounding that, all the negative backlash and all the controversy around it, and said, yeah, I want to be a part of that. No, you don't. Please don't do that. I just think it would have been a disaster, truly. It would have been negative publicity for NASCAR, and the PR team would have had a lot of questions to answer, would have been getting a lot of phone calls. Jim France, every time he did anything around that team, he would be getting questions, any favorable call that goes their way, not just that car, even outside of Sonoma, once Spire commits to that deal, they're going to get all these questions about, you owned and operated a Jim France funded car once. Now you guys are, locked in with him. You're tight with him. That's, anytime you get a favorable call now, you're just Jim France's buddy. It's just, yeah. So once again, I could be blowing this way out of proportion, but this just is, for me, this is a hard no. Please no. That last paragraph is just really scary to me, that they're still not completely done with this idea. This can't happen. No, we can't have this happening. So that's my thoughts on it. That almost happened. Once again, if you did not know, I'm a no on this. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you think I'm just blowing this way out of proportion. And, any other news, I'll let you know. And yeah, this was interesting, I guess.